am talking about the Pretty Don situation where she's talking about Sizzla. I would not say the Pretty Don and Sizzla situation, because Sizzla did not address Pretty Don. Okay, she has been the one talking about him, so I cannot say the Pretty Don and Sizzla situation. Okay, no, it doesn't matter who we are, we must learn to respect each other. You do not disrespect somebody until they disrespect you, right? So to go around disrespecting others, it's not acceptable. It's unacceptable. It's unbecoming to go about disrespecting people who is not talking about you, who is not disrespecting you in certain way. Okay, let's get that clear. Okay, so to be disrespecting the Prime Minister, regardless whether he's a good Prime Minister or he's not a good Prime Minister, certain disrespect must not be aired out to certain people. We must learn to respect each other. I'm just saying that. Can't go around tarnishing people's career, degrading people, and destroying people's name, all in the name of content creating. No good. But I'm not here to tell her how to do her content creating or her content creation. I'm just saying we must learn to respect each other. Now, back to the Sizzla thing. Sizzla has been a very good friend of mine for many, many years. Sizzla has been very good to me, and when we have people who can be there for us in our lowest times, in our darkest moment, people who show up for us no matter what we're going through, then we have to respect them, love them, and care for them just like they care about us. Sizzla will always have a place in my heart. I have few people who will always have a place in my heart, and Sizzla is one of them. When I was going through my down times, my bad days, I saw Sizzla Kalonji. He showed up for me all the time, without frowning, without telling me no, he has always been there. No matter what time I call him, he will show up, or he send somebody to help. I used to work in Kingston. I've met him long before that, but many years ago I used to work in Kingston, and when I used to work downtown, sometimes I leave work very late, and when I get stranded, or sometimes I don't have cab fare or bus fare or whatever, he would make sure I reach home. Okay, I remember one Christmas I had no money because that job was very hectic and the pay wasn't good. And I remembered I stood and watched everybody shopping. I had no money, because I was going through my dark days, you know, trying to make two ends meet. At the time I had my son, I had my siblings to take care of, and I had my sick grandfather to take care of. And I wasn't going through a good time. I had to go out there and make ends meet. Now, I had known Sizzla a few years prior to that. And that Christmas, I didn't get paid. Sorry, a little distracted. I didn't get paid. And I'm like, oh my God, what my family going to eat this Christmas? How am I going to buy things for them? And something said to me, call Sizzla and ask him for help. And I called him and I asked him. I told him what was going on. And without a doubt, he helped me. I was able to put food on my table that Christmas. There are many, many cases where that man has helped me. I remember there was another weekend where I didn't get paid. The boss said, we'll get paid next week. And I was like, oh my God. You know what? I'm just going to stay back at my friend's place and don't go home this weekend. But on the Sunday morning, the lady that was staying at my house with my grandfather and my siblings and my son called me and said, there's no food in the house and the cooking gas is finished. Like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Something again said, call Sizzla. I called Sizzla and I told him exactly what is happening, and he showed up. He came to my friend's house and dropped off the money. He even asked me if I needed a ride to go to the bus park, and I told him I was okay. So many when I used to work in Kingston, if I'm hungry and I had no lunch money or I had no dinner, I could call him, he would bring it, or he would send one of the Rasta guys, or sometimes 2-3 of them would come and drop off the food or drop off the money or whatever, so I could eat and so that I could be okay. Many times, and there's a situation dear to my heart which I will not talk about, and he showed up for me when I needed the help the most. Okay? I don't know if Sizzla being a bad person. And all of us are humans. All of us are humans. We're good in somebody's book and we're bad in another person's book, because we cannot please everybody. We have to know that some people will like us and some people won't. On top of that, Sizzla is a very serious person. Sizzla is a very serious person. Sizzla doesn't joke about certain things. Okay? It doesn't joke about certain things. So Sizzla being a woman beater, I don't know anything about that. Sizzla has helped me without us being intimate, because we couldn't be intimate due to personal reasons. Okay? And sometimes he would always say to me, you remind me so much of my ex, and I would be scared to date you, because if you know the story why he had the guns, then you would know why he said that to me. He didn't want to go back down the path where he would have to buy more guns to protect himself. To protect himself from that brawl that went on with that situation. So he would always joke around and said to me, no, I can't date you because so and so. You remind me so much of my ex and whatever. We would joke, because he would always joke around. Every time I see him, he's always a gentleman. Always. And if somebody has been good to everybody and bad to you, then you need to ask yourself, why is this person bad to me? You can't get up and judge people. Sometimes it's your attitude, because people treat you how you treat yourself, and people respect you if you respect yourself. So it cannot sit well with me. It cannot, because I know him personally, and it's not like we've been intimate, and even if we've been intimate, it's nobody's business. But I am saying, it's not like he had something to gain, and each time he helped me, he would ask for something in return. No. I remember after I had my daughter, and I decided, like, I want to move back to Kingston to work. And I said, you know what? Who is going to help me? And I called him up and I said, Sizzla, I want to move back to Kingston. Can you help me get a place? Can you help me pay the rent? Can you help me get few furniture to put in there? And he said, sure. He said, do you want me to help you look for a place? And I told him, no, I have somebody who can do it. But I didn't, that's another story, right? Always willing to help no matter what. So I can't sit around and watch people disrespecting him. I don't know if, like I said, I don't know of him being a woman beater. And as for the guns, who is oblivion and ignorant to the fact why he had those guns should go and do their research. Okay? And stop spreading propagandas about people that you don't know. I don't know why we love to jump up and take up negativity on our head and spread rumors about people that we don't know. And as far as Sizzla is a dunce, How is Sizzla done? Sizzla is a university graduate. Sizzla is a university graduate. Sizzla stand with kings and queens and princes and presidents and prime ministers. So how is he a dunce? And bear in mind, dunce is different from being unintelligent. Dunce is different from being ignorant. Dunce means when you can't read and write so well. Okay? Sizzla is no dunce. And saying Rastas are dunce, all Rastas are dunce. You don't say that about people because you don't know people. And I don't care what anybody has to say. I am talking about my experience with Sizzla. I am talking about my experience with him. He's a good person. Sizzla is not a violent person. If you notice, even in that same DJ Khaled video where he was burning the plaques, he had to tell the other Rasta guy to quiet down because the guy was about to say certain things. Sizzla doesn't have to do anything to anybody. The people around him will do it for him because he has helped so many people. He has sent so many people's kids to school, and he has done unsurmountable things. Is it unsurmountable? I don't even know. So many things for people, right? He has done so much for people. So to sit and disrespect him, no, it's not sitting well with a lot of us. It's not sitting well. You cannot disrespect somebody like that people love and respect for all that he have done, his contribution to the communities. You can't do that. It's not acceptable. You can, but the outcome after. And like I said, a lot of you will say, oh, you're supporting violence or you're promoting violence. Bear in mind that this is from ancient times, back in history, coming right back to now. Right? Coming down to now. You can't disrespect certain people, no matter which country, which tribe, which race. There are certain leaders that you can't disrespect and get away with it, because we must learn to respect each other. And some leaders are so serious, you can't play around with them. You can't. It's not acceptable. Especially when these people have done so much for the community. If Sizzla teeth brown, of course the man smoke weed, his teeth is gonna be brown. We all know that. Unless he decides to bleach his teeth. What's wrong? You're going too far. How close have you been to the man to know if him frowns or if him smell good? Or we need to stop these things. Disrespecting the Prime Minister, disrespecting other people, calling out people and things you don't know, talking all these things about people, and you don't know these people personally. You don't go to their house to sit down and eat and drink, and you and them have a good chat, or you and them affiliated some way, somehow. I do not know what is wrong with us as a people. I do not know. And there are so many of you there supporting this nonsense. It's not nice to disrespect people, let alone tell people about their mother. And all these things, discriminating people, degrading people. I can't even remember what I want to say, to be honest with you, because I can't, like I said, it just doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't sit well with me. And it will never sit well with me. Because people can't work so hard to build their career, and you have people on the other end trying to tear them down, bad mouthing them without any facts. talking all sorts of derogative things about them. Like I said, I don't even know what to say anymore. I don't even know what to say, but I don't like it. And in my book, Sizzla is a very good person. I could go on and on. I had a friend who even tried to date Sizzla behind my back. Like I said, Sizzla and we weren't dating. And I took her to meet Sizzla. As a matter of fact, it was her fault why we even ended up at Sizzla that night, because she didn't have anywhere to go. And my other friends didn't want to put her up. So I had to call Sizzla to ask him to give her a place to stay. And I brought her there to get a place to stay. And she went behind my back to try and date Sizzla. And Sizzla she told me first that Sizzla asked her, what about Letitia? That's me, because she told me that he said she should remember that no matter what, he will always have feelings for me, so he would never date one of my friends, no matter the situation. She was the one who came back and told me that. And then after that, Sizzla texted me and said I should tell my friend that he's not a dog. He's royalty. He doesn't go around doing those things. That's what he told me. Okay? So I am not asking anybody about the type of person he is, because I know him. So people disrespecting him doesn't sit well with me and will never sit well with me. And I made this long video because, like I said, I just can't come to the realization how people would sit down and slander other people like this all the time, day in, day out.
The informative information presented in this video is motivational and is positively aimed at inspiring, educating and entertaining the viewers with the cutting edge of critical reasoning. If you enjoy the contents on the Black Radar YouTube channel, please consider subscribing to show your support.